Welcome to the Ayurvedic Way, where we explore ancient health and cooking secrets from India that have helped people live in balance for thousands of years. I'm Randall Mark.
I'm Amrita Sondhi, and today we'll be talking about how to balance your relationships through food. We'll be cooking a delicious pesto pasta and a mouth-watering spinach pomegranate salad.
And I'm going to talk with a professional matchmaker about how to find Mr. or Mrs. Right. Stick around, it's going to be a great show. On this episode of the Ayurvedic Way, we're talking about relationships and how food can actually help us balance who we are and become our best selves. Amrita, why in Ayurveda is balancing your body so important to attract other people?
When you're whole, you're way more attractive to other people. When you're in balance, the wholeness.
You're your best self.
Absolutely.
What are we making today? And explain this kind of weird sugar, because I've never seen that before.
This is sucanat. And when you use sucanat instead of the processed sugar, it still has a lot of the nutrients from the cane, which is what it came from.
Sucanat.
Sucanat.
Okay, so what am I going to do? This is a type of a cardamom shortbread?
That's right.
Shortbread cookies. We're making cookies, which I love. And so what I'm going to combine these guys right here.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so I'll put the sugar in here. And then the butter.
Exactly, and the butter.
Okay.
And the vanilla.
And look at this. I've got a little relationship spatula with the hearts on there.
Oh, that is so cute.
It is very cute, right? I brought it out because.
Oh my goodness, that's amazing.
Okay, then I'm putting the butter in, and then the vanilla. Just dump that right in.
Vanilla, and the sweet taste brings out the sweetness in us. A little bit of sweet. Part of the 6 tastes in Ayurveda, we've got the salty, sour, sweet, bitter, pungent, and astringent.
So it's getting kind of nice and creamy. That's what you want there?
Yeah, that's great. And I'm just mixing in the cardamom.
I'm going to scrape it down a bit.
With the flour here. Whoops, with our flour. And the cardamom balances the doshas. Pitta uses it in moderation, but it still balances pitta too. So this is oh, it smells wonderful.
This looks good. Does this look nice and creamy?
That looks perfect. Okay, let's put the flour in there. I'm going to get your help again, Randall.
Yeah, well, I'm going to do that. I'll put this over there.
Great, thank you.
Go. And just a little bit at a time.
Yes.
I think that's about done. I think we got her there.
Looks good. Okay, great.
So now what? I just press it into
just pat it into our little pan.
I'll clean this up for you.
Thank you so much, Randall. This will be we'll just pat it down so it's about 1 inch high.
Okay.
We're making cardamom shortbread cookies.
So it seems kind of crumbly. Is that right?
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah. We pat it down.
Okay, I'm getting the spatula too. I want to get in on that.
Okay. Yeah.
So now the idea is that this sets down right into like a cookie?
Exactly, a big giant cookie, a giant one. Then we'll cut it.
Okay.
Like we cut shortbread.
So we're patting it down.
Yeah.
And we're baking it for 30 minutes, and then after that, what do we do?
We're then putting the almonds, sprinkling the almonds on top, patting them down into a nice pattern.
We'll pop her in. And there we go.
Now we're going to take the cardamom shortbread cookies out of the oven. Randall, would you help me with that, please?
Yeah, I got it there.
Thank you.
Ooh, they're hot. Ooh, they're looking good, though.
Hot.
They're looking good.
Whoa, it smells delicious. Now we're patting in the almonds.
So I just sprinkle them on top?
Yeah, sprinkle them on top.
And then you'll help me arrange them?
Yes. Just
all
in
of them,
a
or just
decorative way. That looks great, actually.
Okay.
And
you just push them in a bit.
Just press them in a little bit. Ooh, see? It's a little bit. Oh, this is fun. Press them in, see?
Yeah.
It's like making sandcastles.
And they just bury themselves right in there.
Bury them a little bit, yep.
Okay. And then maybe a couple more over here.
Yeah, good. There. See, you're getting it.
Well, I just, want to make it look good.
It's great. It's gorgeous. Almonds are full of, again, the omega-3s that are so great for calming the mind, feeding the brain.
That looks good. I've never think of making shortbread with cardamom. That's amazing.
Right, and that balances all the doshas. It adds amazing flavor.
Okay.
It has the warming. Ooh.
And so how much longer do we do that for?
10 more minutes. We'll bake that for 10 more minutes, and then it's ready to serve.
Coming up next, make a pesto pasta. And the pesto is actually made with cilantro. You're not going to want to miss that. And we make a pomegranate salad. Welcome back to the Ayurvedic Way. On this episode, we're talking about relationships. Amrita, you've got a beautiful pomegranate here. Why is this pomegranate so important in this salad?
Pomegranate's a very high form of antioxidants. It also strengthens the digestive tract. And look at the color. Isn't this fantastic?
Beautiful. Red for relationships.
Exactly.
Gorgeous.
Exactly.
Now, you're going to be roasting some pine nuts. Is that what
yes,
you
I'm roasting pine nuts.
Okay. And I'm starting to, you start roasting that. I'm making the dressing.
Great, thank you.
Simple.
Yeah, very simple dressing. That's apple cider vinegar going in there. That's extra virgin olive oil. Delicious.
There we go. And then I add
you just need to shake that up.
agave nectar.
Yeah. Agave nectar.
No, this is honey, I think.
Oh yeah, that's honey.
Well, I'm going to do a little pinch of
honey in this one.
Pinch of salt and pepper.
And remember to look at your dosha and figure out which sweetener is best for you. Honey, agave nectar, or maple syrup. They're all great.
Okay.
Okay, we're ripping up the spinach.
Okay.
In here.
Now literally I just shake it and that's
spinach is full of iron. Shake it away. Yeah.
So that dressing's ready. Done.
Yeah, it's that simple. But now we're just going to rip up a bunch of salad, spinach. This is fresh and local spinach. Gorgeous.
And you don't mind big chunks like that?
I don't mind big chunks. People can cut them on their plate a little bit
Gives
more.
Gives them something to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Part of the date. This is a date night salad is what it is.
Yeah, they can make it together.
So you're roasting, I'll leave that. That's probably enough we got there. You're roasting those pine nuts there?
Yeah, just a little bit. This brings out the flavor.
Can I put these onions in?
Yeah, put in the red onions, toss them around.
Okay. And then a little bit of, this is cilantro?
Cilantro balances all the doshas. Again, when we're in balance, we're whole, we're attractive to our partners.
I'm so into cilantro. That looks really good right now.
Already, and then
put
purple, the colors, the rainbow that you hear so much about in
food. Look at that. I love these things.
Isn't that beautiful?
Can I sneak one? Am I allowed to do that?
Sure. Pop it in your mouth. Wash your hands.
That's really good.
Okay, these are beautifully toasted. Okay. And we're popping those in, and those of you who already are converted to pine nuts know how great they taste.
Fantastic.
And again, they have the essential omega-3s in them.
And I can just toss this around now with this?
Yep.
This is this
toss
dressing. Look at that. That's very simple.
Isn't
this is
gorgeous?
Very simple.
Now look at that. How
that is a gorgeous looking salad. That is beautiful. And you've got the pine nuts, you've got the beautiful red in there. Great for this is a relationship salad apparently. So we have a beautiful salad. Now we're going to make a beautiful pesto pasta. We're making the pesto with cilantro.
Yes.
Explain how I do it, what I got here.
Okay, so we've got green chilies. You could use whole ones. We've got garlic. You could again use whole garlic.
So you just fire it in.
Exactly.
Okay.
The fun and beauty of this dish, well, one, of course, it balances all the doshas. It has incredible flavor because you've got garlic, cilantro, parsley, pine nuts, sun-dried tomatoes, extra virgin olive oil.
Okay.
The other beauty of it is it's so simple and easy to make.
Okay.
So great for date night. You're not spending all your time just cooking.
Look at this.
Not that that's a bad thing to do together. It's a great thing to do. But you'll have lots of time to meet each other because you've made a fantastic dish.
Okay, the cilantro's in. I'm going to put a little bit of oil to give it a bit of, give it a little bit of the paste going.
Perfect.
So I'll blend this up a bit while we get this going.
Nice.
Oh, that's looking good already.
It's good, isn't it?
Yeah, I like it.
The cuisine art, the food process is just so good for this.
And we've got
sun-dried
tomatoes.
And if you're kapha, you're trying to reduce kapha, reduce earth, then you just use the dry ones and reconstitute the sun-dried tomatoes in water.
Pine nuts.
Pine nuts add that delicious flavor and all the omega-3s, the protein as well. You've got all the iron and all your great vitamins in.
And let it go.
Yeah.
What kind of pasta did we make there?
We've used kamut pasta, which is a whole grain. Just put this back here.
There we go. This is ready.
It's a whole grain pasta. It's an ancient grain. And this is the thing with pastas. Use the grains. There's brown rice pasta you can use. There's whole grain. And you get all the yumminess of pasta, but with all the goodness of whole grain.
Should I put this right in?
Yes, please. And the whole grain's so important because it's a complex carb. And because complex carbs don't spike you and then let you down, and the energy stays balanced, so you'll be balanced in a whole during your date night.
There, I love that. Okay.
That looks amazing, Randall. Nice job.
Okay.
Nice job. Oh, nice job.
So you just coat the pasta in the pesto sauce and it's ready to go.
Yes.
That looks
Randall,
fantastic.
I'm going to get your help to put that in.
We're ready to go?
Yeah, ready to go.
Should I just dump it in?
Sure, dump it in.
Look at that.
Yeah, great.
I love that. Oh, there's some chunks of nice pesto, which I want.
Whoa.
Look at that.
Yeah. We'll just turn this around. Isn't that beautiful?
Okay, awesome. Now you sprinkle
Oh,
the
it
cheese.
smells absolutely delicious. Yes, now we sprinkle it with freshly grated Parmesan cheese. And again, the quality of your ingredients makes all the difference to the quality of this dish.
That looks fantastic. I can't wait to dig into this. This is going to be beautiful. Coming up next, I meet Sherry Morgan. She's a professional matchmaker. She's going to give me some tips on how to find Mr. or Mrs. Right. Welcome back to the Ayurvedic Way. Many people say it's difficult to find a mate in our fast-paced, busy lives. I had a chance to talk to a professional matchmaker who gave us some tips on how to find Mr. or Mrs. Right. Online dating sites offer promises of the perfect match, but professional matchmaker Sherry Morgan says that people want a personal touch. She says often what people need in order to find the right relationship is some encouragement and coaching. I met up with her in Vancouver to get an insight into what a modern-day matchmaker really does. Sherry, you are an old-school matchmaker. It's kind of cool because all I know about is meet people in a bar or you go online and fill out a form, and you're like very different than that. What makes you unique as a matchmaker?
Because I get to know all my clients really personally. And that's exactly what an old matchmaker used to do. It used to be a friend of the family, somebody that really got to know them, got to know their lifestyles, their personality, their life goals. And those are all the things that I look for also when I'm trying to match somebody. I do a pre-screening, so I get to know them first off, get to know if they're ready, get to know their personality, what they're really looking for.
Let me ask you this then, because is there a connection that some personalities work better with other personalities? Do you find that that's an important fit to find the right connection, or is there other factors that you really look for?
Personalities to a degree are definitely important. So for example, introverts very often are attracted to extroverts. But when they actually go forward with a relationship, there can be conflict because one likes to stay home a little bit more, one doesn't like to be as active, the other one wants to be really active in the middle of, and those personalities, introverts and extroverts, can work as long as they are both willing to give a little bit and as long as they're both willing to respect each other's personalities. But those are big factors, and that takes work. That takes work.
And see, what you're saying there then is that it's not like an extrovert can never be with another extrovert or can't be with an introvert. You're saying there's going to be a certain set of issues that they have to work through if they're willing to communicate and engage them.
And that's exactly it. If they're willing to, and that means both of them. That means they both have to be willing to put out the effort to make that relationship work. But that's the same thing with any relationship.
Sherry, what a piece of advice would you give people who are looking for another relationship? You'd say, here's something, I want you to have your eyes wide open when you're looking for someone. What would you say? How do you find that perfect somebody?
Try to be realistic. Yes, I am a believer of writing down a list of what you really do want, so you know yourself, things that you really need, and not just the superficial stuff, but the real core. Like, you want somebody that's going to be proud of you, you want somebody that you're going to be proud of, you want somebody that's going to respect you and love you and honor you just the same way as you want, you know, that. To say, for example, a friend of mine said to me, I wrote down that I wanted somebody like George Clooney.
Okay.
And I thought, oh my God, how weird is that? Because she did continually get men who were unavailable and not able to commit. Who is George Clooney? Excuse me, I'm sorry. Even he said it the other day on the awards that he couldn't commit or he didn't want to.
You're like, you don't want that. That's not good for you.
Well, it's difficult to keep a relationship for any period of time if somebody doesn't want to commit. So that's the #1 thing that I look for. is somebody actually ready for a relationship? Do they want a one-to-one relationship? Do they have a pattern of continually dating on and never actually making the effort to make a relationship work? Is the timing right? Are they over their last relationships? Do they
all
have
that baggage that comes in? I mean, you're really describing the complexities of how a relationship works, but I think what you would say is the number one joy for you is what? What's the passion you drive out of your job?
Oh, making the match.
Yeah.
Making the match. When I get phone calls from people that I introduce and they're together and they're happy, I just feel so great.
That's a
I feel
home
like,
run.
oh my God, I did that.
Yeah.
I did that. And they say to me, well, I would never have met this partner, or I would have never even thought of dating this person before. And that's part of it is they have to be open-minded. And you sometimes, yes, have your list, okay, but then throw it away. Seriously, throw it away, be open-minded. Look at the people that sometimes you might go, he's a really great person, but you know what? I don't have instant chemistry with them. You know what? Chemistry will mess us up.
Wow.
Yes, you have to be attracted.
That's the hugest statement you've said to me, because so many people just say that's what relationships are all about, is chemistry, and you're saying chemistry can mess you up.
Absolutely, because then you forget to look at all the rest. You forget
Right.
to look to see that everything else is there to actually keep that relationship. So unless you want to have just, I kind of refer to chemistry. Chemistry is great, and you have to have a connection to a degree, but that blind chemistry, that causes you to not look at the rest, not to look at, do you have the similar lifestyles? Do you have the same life goals? For example, because once you're in there, once you're in that chemistry, we all sort of lose our mind
You're
a little
blinded.
bit.
You're just so attracted to this person.
Absolutely.
that you forget what you're really wanting out of life. Thanks so much.
Thank you
I can't
so
wait to
much.
hear about some of your successes. All the best.
I love it.
A big part of finding Mr. Right or Mrs. Right is having confidence. And confidence comes from being in control of yourself and being in control of your body.
Welcome back to the Ayurvedic Way. Yoga and exercise are excellent ways to bring the doshas into balance and open the heart, making us more attractive to our partners. As with all exercise, consult with your physician first.
A big part of finding Mr. Right or Mrs. Right is having confidence. And confidence comes from being in control of yourself and being in control of your body. A great way to get control of your body is to do a basic move, which can be done in the gym or in a park. I've got a gym bench here, but you can also use a park bench, a set of stairs, anything like that to do this move. It's called a step up and knee thrust. One foot goes up onto the bench, the other foot stays behind. We step up and drive the knee. We go back down, step up, drive the knee, and back down. You'll feel your hamstrings, your glutes, your quads working together. When you do one leg, then switch to the other. This is going to be a fantastic move to work that whole lower body and your core. It's going to give you strength, and give you confidence, and hopefully you'll find the one you're looking for. Till next time, start light and do it right.
In the camel pose, you first kneel with thighs and trunk erect and hands on hips. Exhale and arch backwards. Arch further by sliding hands down on the back of the thighs. Exhale and release hands one at a time to hold the heels. This pose releases tension in the upper back and is very beneficial for the digestive and reproductive systems.
In the same way that exercise makes you feel good and feels like you're ready for a date, chocolate, hot chocolate, you can't get better than that. Amrita, why in Ayurveda is it okay to have good quality chocolate?
Well, chocolate is made from the cocoa bean, which has anandamine in it, and that's where the word ananda comes from. Ananda is the Sanskrit word for bliss. And as you said earlier, it creates the serotonin in the brain, which is the pleasurable sensation.
Okay, so we've been kind of getting our milk ready to
And
go.
that's perfect. You don't want it to go further than this.
So I'm adding...
As soon as you've brought it to the foaming point, you just put in the chocolate.
So I'm adding the chocolate, and you
We
just whisk it in,
whisk it in.
and it melts really fast here.
Yeah, exactly.
What else are you adding there?
We're adding a pinch of nutmeg. Okay. Lovely, delicious flavor. And a pinch of cayenne. Now this is very hot, so a pinch goes a very long way. If you do what I'm doing, do not touch your eyes after doing this. Wash your hands well.
I think it's ready to go.
Fantastic.
This looks like
pour
amazing.
this
I'm going to pour this in. This is spicy, nummy hot chocolate. Oh, that looks awesome. Oh, yeah. I'm going to get a little bit for each of us. Actually, I'm just going to have one full cup. No, each of us gets some. Come on. We're on a date. Look at that. It's so thick.
Each one gets some delicious.
Oh, that
a little
looks
goes a long way.
That is
Lovely.
very fantastic. I can't wait to try all this fantastic food that we made today. On this episode of the Ayurvedic Way, we've been talking about relationships and how great food can help us balance our bodies so we're our best selves in the relationships that we're in. Amrita, what did we make today?
We made a delicious kamut, an ancient grain pasta with cilantro pesto.
I love that, yeah.
And pine nuts. And there's a pomegranate salad with spinach and pine nuts. And we've got shortbread that's made with cardamom and almonds.
Cardamom, and don't forget our beautiful spicy hot chocolate. That's fantastic. I can't wait to dig into this.
Yeah.
On the next episode of the Ayurvedic Way, we're going to take on North America's addiction to sugar. And I get a chance to talk with one of the leading diabetes researchers in all of Canada. You're not going to want to miss that show. Let's dig in, Amrita. Cheers.
Cheers.